Hey, hello people, it's your boy Abiola Champ. One of the realities of now with a lot of people working from home is they are complaining about not having work-life balance. And, I think what we should be looking at is actually not work-life balance. What we should be looking at is work-life harmony. And so what's the difference? Work-life balance gives us this erroneous belief that we need to compartmentalize every area of our lives, our work, our family, our health, our finance, and other areas, and then allocate equal time, equal resources, equal attention to all of these areas. So if there are 8 areas, for example, they're saying you devote 1/8 of all your resources and your attention into each area. And that's actually unachievable. Some people even say that you divide your 24 hours into three, 8 hours for work, 8 hours for play, and 8 hours for rest. But, that may not really be practicable, which is why I am recommending harmony, work-life harmony. And I'm not the only one. A lot of experts are talking about work-life harmony. And so work-life harmony is that concept where, you can achieve both your personal and professional goals in a way that is unique, to every individual. That is uniquely, the combination will be unique for you. So it means the way my work-life harmony the way it applies to me may not necessarily be the way it applies to you. But there are simple principles that we can work on together, even using this work-life harmony approach. And one of the things that we can really do is to remember this matrix called the urgent and important matrix. One of the biggest things about that matrix is the fact that it's telling us to focus on activities in these different spheres, that are important but not necessarily urgent yet. Because most of the reasons some of us are complaining about not having work-life balances, many times we find ourselves in crisis situations. And that matrix, that's what the matrix called the urgent and important. Now, many things are not urgent and important. In fact, the reason they become urgent and important is because we didn't deal with them while they were important but not yet urgent. So let me give you an example. For your health, for example, if you don't eat right, if you don't exercise per time, if you don't do regular checkup, the most likely thing is that there will be a health crisis. Now, when you have health crisis, that is urgent and important. Then you're looking forward to going to a hospital, getting a doctor, and then some people are praying, and it may not work. By the way, in that crisis situation, the individual may not make it. The person may just die. But if you've been paying attention to your nutrition, to exercises, to doing frequent medical checkup, it may not lead into a crisis situation. That is for health. Even for work, it happens as well. When you don't plan your work, when you don't do the things you're supposed to do per time, when you keep on procrastinating and moving things, moving your task, anyhow, just say, I will do it later, tomorrow. Eventually, it gets to a crisis situation where you need to meet that deadline and you have to deliver in a short period of time. Now, that will lead to many things. It could lead to some customer, not patronizing you again because you couldn't deliver when you were supposed to deliver. It could lead to you having issues with your boss. And a lot of people have issues with their bosses and they blame their bosses without realizing that it's their only responsibility, not dealing with the issue when they were supposed to deal with it. That's why it led to a crisis situation and then they couldn't even resolve it. The way it applies to your health and applies to your health, it applies to family too, both for single and married. So you're single and then you're dating this guy, you're dating this girl, and then you don't even give time, you don't even have conversations, from time to time. Now the conversation is important, but it's not urgent. And then the person that wants to break up with you, it becomes an urgent thing. And then you may even be blaming him or her, saying that the person wants to leave you without necessarily thinking of you not being available to have conversations, and it's just not something you have to do every second, not necessarily. It's just you do it from time to time. It's integration. That's why we call it harmony. It's integration. And for those who are married, not spending time with their spouses and not spending time with their children, especially, and then you find a lot of dysfunctional children, abused children, because the parents didn't spend adequate time with them, were focusing on work alone. And again, spending time doesn't mean you close work and you spend all your life, being with the children. But what we're saying is that from time, that's why it's called integration. At times, just checking on them to know how schooling is going, even while they are schooling at home, just playing games with them, some board games, some interesting games, just watching movies with them, spending time with them, even getting to know them. Right? Even getting to know them more. Now, all of these things, they are important things to do, but they are not urgent. Now, when the child becomes abused, or when the child becomes dysfunctional, or when the child is now engaging in sexual abuse, drug use, or crime, then it becomes urgent. Or when the spouse wants to divorce, then it becomes a crisis. Whereas we can do these things, these little things, these activities when they were important but not yet urgent. Now, when we do this and we integrate this, definitely we'll get our lives going on. Definitely we'll achieve success both in our careers, in our businesses, and in our personal lives as well. So that's all I want to share with you today. And if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. If you're watching it on Instagram, follow me at Abiola Champ on Instagram. So subscribe, follow, share with everybody you know. So the next time, always remember that I love you, I believe in you, and I look forward to celebrating your back-to-back success. Until the next time, I'll be having a conversation with you. Keep rocking your world like a champion. Love you. Mwah.